What's up, you guys? Hope you're doing well. My name is Rob Allen. I'm a direct response copywriter who's generated over $100 million in sales. And in this video today, I want to show you guys a series of emails that just prints money for businesses and brands. And this is really what I found to be one of the hidden secrets to profitability and growth for e-commerce brands of all different sizes. And yet almost no businesses are actually sending these emails. And if they are, in the rare chance that they are, they're not doing it right. So I want to help you fix that in just a few short minutes. So some of my goals for this quick training is basically just to show you the most under-leveraged type of email series in a business and how you can use this email series to generate up to 10 times more profit per transaction. And these are not made up numbers. These are real statistics we've seen in working with 50 plus different e-commerce brands and pulling the hard numbers and showing you guys basically exactly what to do to be able to scale faster, further, go much further with your email programs, invest more money in ads so that you are basically the leader in the space. And then once we know what it is and why it's super important, I want to show you some of the 3 big mistakes that people make when they're actually attempting to send these emails to their list and how you can quickly, fix it by changing the way you think about this flow in particular. And then finally, I want to close out by giving you an 8-part proven structure for essentially exactly what to put in these emails so that you have the exact drip campaign, the exact cadence to be sending these emails, and some specific power phrases and offers that just make these emails crush it. Basically, my plan is to give you a plan to make more sales today in your business. If you're an email copywriter, if you're an e-commerce store owner, you want to do this, you want to bookmark this video, and you're going to love it. First, we need to talk about one big thing, which is why this flow even exists, what these emails are, and why they're super important. And that is to start by saying acquisition is super hard. We keep seeing the cost of going out there and acquiring a new customer on any given channel, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube ads. It's just becoming more and more expensive over time. And this is something you can't really fight against. It's basically like gravity, but you can do some things to make acquisition costs not as huge of a factor in your business. So these are some real numbers that we've seen in actually going out there, buying media to get customers for an e-commerce brand. Basically, a new customer comes in and they spend, $71 to actually check out and buy a, say it's a supplement product for this particular brand. Now, the advertising cost to actually go out there and acquire that customer, our CAC, for example, in this example is $31. And then there's also some hard costs associated with that. So there's some product cost, since it is a physical item, we have to take that out of what is being sold. So we also have to get it shipped to the customer, which is going to cost us another few dollars and change. And all that comes together where at the end of the day, even if you're doing your media buying super well and your average order value is at a healthy level, you have some healthy profit margins, you're lucky to walk away with $8 per transaction on a new customer shopping with your business. And I don't know about you, but it's really hard to imagine getting super rich off just tiny little $8 sales, particularly because we haven't even added in the cost of, a team or fulfillment or returns, all that other stuff that goes associated with the business, where it's not uncommon for a e-commerce business to actually be losing a little bit of money on that first transaction. So we need to think about it in another way, because in the whole, every single $8 plus or in the whole per transaction is not the way we're going to get to where we ultimately want to be. The way that you get there, though, is through cross-selling, because it's one of the most profitable things that you can do in a business to actually generate even more revenue even faster. And what cross-selling is basically taking your customers, introducing them to either the same product and again at a higher quantity, or actually introducing them to new products, other products that you sell, and it becomes infinitely more profitable. And let's talk about exactly why that is. Because let's assume that repeat customer comes back to your store and they buy the same product that they just bought again. So you have that same $71 sale, only notice what has happened this time. We've dropped the advertising cost to zero because we own that customer data. We have their email address. We can send them deals that is not going to require us to go out there on Facebook or some other media buying platform to spend money to get them in our system. Now, we still have our product costs. We still have our shipping costs, but notice that now our profit on this repeat customer is $39. That's basically 5 times more money going into the bottom line just by taking our customers and introducing them to products and doing some selling to them in a unique way post-purchase. But That's not even really how it breaks down, because customers normally spend more money than your just average buyer or someone who's just coming through the first time. If you do things right, you can actually get a customer to spend, 2, 3, 4, 5 times more money with you the second time they come back around. And that just translates into even more money for you. So imagine that same customer comes back through, and instead of this time them spending just $71 with you, imagine we are able to double that transaction value. $142 to the top line. Now, still no advertising cost. The product costs do double because we've got more products to actually ship. But notice the profit on that. $83 per sale, when before we had $8 on that first transaction. So that's just a simple example of seeing why taking your customers and treating them in a specific way and sending a specific series of emails to them can make it 5 times more money. And if you do it really well, up to 10 times more money per sale. And yet so many businesses, so many brands are not even sending specific emails to their customers to encourage them to buy again. You want to be doing this. This is what you want to fix. So let's say you want to do this. Say you want to start treating your customers in a different way to encourage them to come back and shop with you again. Now, let's talk about some of the common mistakes that people make when they do this. The first big one is they basically just leave it to chance. They think that they're just going to be able to continue on with the way they regularly do marketing, their regular campaigns, and not treat the customer in a specific way, and they will hopefully buy again. So it's basically saying like, here's your stuff, good luck. You're getting dropped into the email list of just everyone else. And that is a huge flaw, because your customers are not everyone else. They are a customer and they deserve to be treated differently based on what they've done for you and your business and based on the shopping that they've done prior. So we need to not leave this to chance. We need to actually go in and actually direct them and guide them down a process of actually completing that next transaction with us. Now, the next big mistake that people make is they lack any level of congruency, because your customers are not equivalent to your non-customers. You need to get the product to them, and then you need to show them a specific series of steps that's going to guide them to making that next transaction with you. You don't need to just treat them like everyone else. You need to show how the step that they just took, how the product arriving, how to take the product, how and when they should be running out, what to do when they run out, how to never run out again. All these are things that you need to be guiding the customer through, because they don't know your business. They don't know how to subscribe and save. They don't know how much product to take every day. They may not even know how to use it the right way when they get it, depending on if it's a consumable product. But you need to make sure to have that congruency post-purchase to guide them to that next step. If you walked into a store and the person basically blindfolded you and said, just get something off the rack, that's the equivalent of so many people going and leaving their customers to just buy something again. You need to guide them to the solutions that they want next. And then also, the last big mistake that I see people make is they're forgetting the user experience. Some people say, okay, now we've got a customer. Now how do we activate that second purchase as fast as humanly possible? Which is not a bad strategy to have. It's better than not doing anything at all. But we have to remember there is a person on the other side of that transaction. It takes time for the product to actually arrive at their house. They can't just immediately use it every day. Realistically, even if it's a supplement or something that's consumable, they're not going to run out of their 30-day supply in 30 days after they purchase. There's a real person on the other side of that email. So you need to be thinking about these things in your marketing messages if you want them to be super effective after you send it out. So if we can take these mistakes and we can just throw them to the wayside and commit to not doing them, there is a way to do it right. And I want to show you how to do that now. All involves basically what I call the perfect 8-part series post-purchase. And really we can break it into 3 separate chunks here, because there's basically 3 things that are going to be happening. The person has placed an order and the item is on its way. It's going through your warehouse. It's going through the manufacturing processes. It's going to get shipped. It's going to arrive to them soon. And that is a whole part of the purchasing process that we need to acknowledge. We don't need to just immediately start selling them something else before they have bought again. We need to acknowledge the fact that there is a time lag between a product being purchased and it actually arriving at that person's house. It's going to make a huge difference in the marketing messaging when the person feels like you are actually talking to them and not just blanket all customers. So that's one big bucket of it. And we'll talk about the emails inside of that in just a moment. But then also it's like the item actually has arrived. Now we need to be thinking about, is the person actually using the product? How's it going? Did they like it? Did they not like it? Did they open it up and get super confused? These are parts of the process that we need to be solving for and thinking about how we're marketing to this person, because it's a whole separate chunk of the buying equation. And then finally, the biggest one is, after those two phases have gone through, is like, are you ready to purchase again? And how to do that and how to think about doing that. So let's talk about these couple categories of things here. The first one is when we've placed that order and the item is going to be, leaving the warehouse on its way there. What do we want to do to those people? How do we want to talk to them so that it's super relevant messaging coming through? The first thing you want to do is you want to send a deep and sincere thank you to customers right away. And this can be super simple. We've done this with plain text emails. We've done this with just, a couple merge fields where we say something like to the effect of, we super value your business. As a CEO, I'm so proud of what we've built, and we wouldn't be anything without people like you. So we have a support team. We are here to support you through everything, but just deeply thank you. And then one thing we always do in these types of emails is we introduce a customer-only coupon code right away. Now, the point is not to drive that transaction right away. It's just to begin that idea that customers are different. They get treated differently. They're going to have a special sale dedicated to them. And sometimes you see redemptions of that code right away. If the person is activated and wants to go shop again, that's totally fine. But the point of this is not to immediately drive the purchase. It's to instill some goodwill that you treat customers differently than everyone else. And that's going to fire immediately once someone has purchased, because you need to thank them for what they just did. It's good for orientation purposes. It's good to kind of pre-frame that this item is going to take a couple of days before it's actually on its way to you. It's good to kind of set some expectations here. Now, the next big piece of it is basically, how could we take our email and how could we go ahead and use some of that initial excitement that people have and channel it into other places that maybe we're doing some advertising, maybe we're doing some marketing, maybe it's a social media channel. So one thing we love to do is basically just, send an email that's like, we're so excited that your item has just left the warehouse and we can't wait for it to get there. Leave a comment on this ad and let us know, or leave a comment on this post and let us know how excited you are. Because the excitement level of after someone purchases is at its optimal. It's the highest it's ever going to be. So direct that energy into a place that you can use some social proof. So you can have people go and comment on a running Facebook ad if you wanted to stack up some social proof, and people will start to comment and be like, I'm so excited, just ordered this, I'm so excited. And that just starts to feed the Facebook algorithm too. But there's also a massive wall of social proof that starts to form of people so jazzed about the product. You could do this on an Instagram post. You could do this on some place where your customers can go converge. You could do this inside of a Facebook community. So people can see that this is a product that a lot of people are excited about. Now, the last big one in this on its way phase is basically your item should arrive today. And you can use different tools that actually sync and track the shipping and send this email on an automated basis. You can customize the text. And then you want to link them to some unboxing videos of customers going in and actually opening up your product and experiencing it for the first time. And this is an amazing way to be getting people really excited. I don't know about you, but there's nothing more exciting than getting a product in the mail. So why can't we channel that into our email and actually get people really excited? Go check the mailbox and then, show them how customers open it up and how they begin assembling and how they try it for the first time. This is going to be building that community aspect and getting people to actually use the product that they just bought, which is a huge piece to them actually coming back and shopping again. Now, we move into the next big phase of this where the item is actually there. It's actually at their doorstep. Now, what are we going to do? There's a couple big things we need to do. It's one thing we did and a lot of times is we worked in the consumable space where people are using supplements. They buy a bunch of them and then what happens? It sits on the shelf. And we all are guilty of this. So it's and maybe you bought a new smoothie ingredient, maybe you bought some new protein powder. You need to know maybe how you're going to use it for the first time. Maybe you don't know, what to add it to, what kind of smoothies taste good, or when you should be eating it. One thing we love to do is actually create a product guide and be here's exactly how to use that thing you just bought, and put a whole tutorial of all the different ways that you can use the product. Now, you can include this actually in your shipping if you have that ability to, but why not go ahead and email them a PDF of this as well? One time we worked with a CBD oil brand where we, showed tons of different ways, like how to actually apply it to your tongue, all the different stuff that just like, oh, this clicks. And once they try it for the first time, they're way more likely to try it again. And then if they actually run out, that's how you create demand for the next time the person's going to come around. It's not by doing better marketing. It's getting them to run out of the product and actually enjoy the product that they just did purchase. Then we want to be actually soliciting feedback. So at a certain point in the process, it's like you've told them how to use it. Hopefully they've followed your guide. Maybe they've tried a recipe or two. Now you want to know, like, did this person actually enjoy what they just bought? So this is the time in the process to actually go ahead and send a review solicitation email. Actually, you want it pretty early in the process of them using it, maybe within that 7-day time frame of them actually potentially using the product. And you want to know, what do you think? Did you like the taste? You can follow up with people. You can set up like custom little emails that follow up based on, did they rate it 3 stars? Did they rate it 5 stars? And treat those people differently. If they rate it 1 star, do you want to send them a custom message to say, hey, we're so sorry. We actually have a 30-day guarantee policy. I'm so sorry this didn't work out for you this time, but like we're happy to get that swapped out. We've sent emails like this before, and a person who was basically going to be a churn customer comes back through and recommends that product to all their friends, the next one they tried. So you really want to be thinking about this because you want happy customers who are using the product, and that's a key part of it, is thinking about how they're actually enjoying it over time. So that's the next email you want to send out. And in all these emails, you want to be dropping little reminders about the customer-only coupon as well. So go ahead and activate that. Go ahead and let them know, hey, you have this coupon to use if you actually wanted to try this other thing that pairs well with the thing you just loved. And then that's a part in the process where now we've solicited feedback, and basically we need to just kind of wait and figure out, like, is this person going to be ready to purchase again? So a couple different things that we love to do in this part of the funnel and the post-purchase flow is to basically say, like, hey, I know it's been a couple of weeks since you purchased this thing you hopefully liked, and if you're looking to get this additional benefit, this other product pairs perfectly with the thing you just bought. And you take these two things together or use these two products together, that's going to even give you more benefits. And you want to try to, Amazon does this all the time. It's like, you may also like, you're shopping on Amazon and you're like, oh, wow, this product actually goes with this one. You want to do that with your marketing. You want to find a way to interlink your messages about your products so that they're complementary. And if they do go together, if there is unique benefits that using these two things provide, amazing. One time we worked with a brand that sold a lot of collagen powder, which is a supplement that a lot of people take for like joint and skin health. And another thing that we wanted to do is basically say, collagen, it basically shores up a lot of gaps that you have when it comes to your skin and your digestive health and your joint health. But do you want to unlock, all the vitamins and minerals that your body may be missing on a daily or weekly basis? Why don't you try this superfood infused greens powder? It's the same thing. It goes the same scoop, and 1 scoop a day, just like your collagen protein. You add it to the same smoothie potentially even you're using, and it tastes amazing. Those two funnels coincide and they make it exponentially more profitable. The person tries a new product, they like that one, maybe they want to come back and shop for both the products at the same time. This is how you grow a business. This is how you scale a business way faster. And then finally, after you've done some education around like other products they may like, one thing we really love to do is come in with like some really strong messaging about telling them that they can get a free thing that they just purchased with you with their next purchase of some combination of items. So for example, if we're going to be selling like a collagen protein, like I just said, it's like, hey, do you want a free tub of collagen protein? Next time you come back and shop with us and spend over $100, and here's some recommendations for items that could go really well with that, we'll actually throw in a free tub just on the house. And all you're basically going to be doing in that example is you're drawing on that congruency factor. This is the thing they already told you they like, and now they get that for free when they spend over a certain amount in your store, which can be a really powerful funnel that you just start to turn on in the background. And when a customer comes through this on the other side, they have not just had one time to buy from you. They've had 8 additional times to buy from you, and you guided them along every step of the way. So that single flow and that single process has been the secret to how we sometimes come into Klaviyo accounts or some email accounts and it's barely generating any revenue and up to millions of dollars a year, because we take what a business is doing with, their ability to generate one customer, and we turn that into 3, 4, 5, 6, even more by guiding them through this specific post-purchase flow. So now let's talk about some specific power phrases that you want to be using in these types of emails that really turn up the dial in direct response. Now, one thing is like, as a loyal customer or as a customer. This is a turn of phrase where you say, as a customer, you've unlocked this deal, or as a customer, you now get this. We're going to be segmenting off this group of people to say, hey, you are different. And we're making it clear that this is an offer and unique and special to their experience as someone who owns the product. And that's going to make the messaging resonate even more. That's going to make them feel really special. That's going to make them, always be saying, wow, this business really cares about me. They're not just a business that just lumps me in with all messaging. They treat me differently as a customer. 2, the next step. Now, this is one thing, is like, you are most likely selling a product or solution that is guiding customers towards some ultimate destination. Maybe it's a health goal. Maybe it's a financial goal. Maybe it is just feeling better in general. Well, create a destination for your customers and show them how to get there under your guidance and with the help of your products. So show them the next step in the process. Like, you've completed step 1 of your perfect gut health plan. Now, if you really want to get additional benefits, the next step in your journey is to add this greens powder, add this super greens powder. It's so easy to do, but no one does it. So, and then also, like, this pairs perfect with, you don't want to leave it to chance the fact that you are just have all these products out there in the world. You want to show how specifically the things that they're doing or buying from you go really well together. If you're selling mattresses, it's a perfect time to come in. It's like, this is the bed frame that's built specifically for the product that you have, and it's going to fit even better in your room, and it's going to hold your bed at the right height, and it's going to make it even more supportive. And you want to show specifically why these things go well together and provide unique benefits when combined. And these are the phrases you want to be putting inside of these emails and this messaging. So in combination, these are the emails. This is the flow. This is the cross-selling series that you need to be doing for any type of business or brand that you're working with in the e-commerce space. That's just going to print money. And I tell you, this is the hidden secret to growing more profitable businesses over time. There's a quote out there that says, building a business without repeat customers is like putting water in a bucket with a giant hole at the bottom. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to fill your bucket up so you can collect those profits and take this to the bank. So if you guys liked this video, hopefully you did, drop a like on the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I publish tons of email marketing tips, tons of email advice, and this is just one of them. And I'll see you guys in the next training.